Nathan, I think for this upcoming episode, we should be talking about some actors. We can rank on which is the best, which is the worst. You know what I'm saying?
Like a tier list.
Yeah, like a tier list, exactly.
Oh, like S tier, Steven Seagal, Kevin James, Hulk Hogan in that one movie.
Those are all fucking dog shit actors. What are you talking about? I'm talking
S,
about...
superior?
No. What are you talking about? Those are terrible. You know what? I'm going to find some. I'm going to drink some OJ while I find it.
The juice is loose. Welcome back to Real Talk Podcast, episode 157. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Neves, to my left.
Thank you, thank you.
And today, we're going to be doing something a little different, ladies and gents. We are going to be doing our first tier list, ranking actors.
Oh, yeah. This is it. Figured we'd do something like this with the tier list maker, because there's like so many options you could do. It's like, what about movies? What about this? I was like, you know what? Let's just do actors. Actors we really enjoy. Some of these that we're going to be talking about, we've covered on episodes before. So
That's right.
Some familiar faces and some that we might have brought up briefly. But
Yeah,
we're going
I
to rank
tried
them.
to pick some that, you know, are not just like unanimously the best actors ever.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't put De Niro on this list.
No.
It's like my favorite actor ever is Al Pacino. Like, that's my absolute favorite actor ever.
Hell yeah.
De Niro's up there. Like, you know, those are going to be S tier.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to... So, there's not much to talk about or debate there. So, I tried to put some that, you know, maybe we could have some differing opinions on.
We've got a good list here, and we're ranking them from S tier to the worst is D tier. I think that's pretty good. S, A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it.
Start off.
Let's start off with Harrison Ford. This guy's been in a ton of classics. We're talking Indiana Jones, Blade Runner, Star Wars.
Right.
You know what? I always consider him to be like a great American actor, the Hollywood actor, the guy who's got the charisma, he's able to pull it off. When it comes to breaking out into more dramatic, though, does he reach the heights of many others? And I'm going to be a little iffy on that. I do think he's a great actor, though. I do think he has a lot of iconic roles. And, you know, there's a difference between Han Solo and Indiana Jones. There's a difference between Rick Deckard and Indiana Jones and whatnot. But in terms of later career, do you still feel the ssame way about him? Or do you think it's gotten worse?
Worse.
Worse. Oh, man.
For sure worse. For sure worse. I think the older Harrison Ford got, the more he started phoning it in with some of his performances.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've always like Harrison. Like, I do agree with you. He's the American actor.
Yeah.
And obviously he's played these really iconic roles and he's really good at them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't picture another Indiana Jones. I couldn't picture another Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the other stuff, I'm just like, man, like, you know, you could swap out a lot of other people for these action roles that he's done. Like,
Right, yeah. And not just action, but I feel like there's a lot of films that he's done, like The Mosquito Coast or Witness, during his 80s run. That it was like, okay, he's taking more chances with more dramatic roles in that regard. And I was wondering what direction he was going to go. One of my favorites is The Fugitive. I really like that one because that's a beautiful blend of both.
It's a banger.
It's great, but I do agree on post-2000s Harrison Ford. Does he still have that, or is he just bringing back all the characters, which we just mentioned, all his famous ones? He brought all of them back.
Yeah.
And are the performances better or worse? I think his best performance is Rick Deckard in Blade Runner 2049, but does that come from Denis Villeneuve's direction and where that character went versus a Han Solo where, you know, you get Force Awakens, his relationship in that movie, he dies. Indiana Jones, I feel like Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny don't come close to like his dramatic work in Last Crusade, even with his father. I definitely agree with you. It doesn't reach the same heights. And to that,
so where are we thinking?
I'm doing B tier, man.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight you on that because C is disrespect because of these characters that he's played and the career he's had. But I also don't put him up there with some of these other actors.
Okay, at least we're on the same page of B tier.
So far, so good.
This is going to get fun, man. We got a ton. Okay, Stallone. Sylvester Stallone. I love Rocky.
Me too.
I love First Blood.
Is Stallone the most incredible, classically trained, deep-ranged actor?
No.
Absolutely not. But when he does his thing, there's glimpses of absolute, more than glimpses.
Yeah.
There's great performances and some real glimpses, some monologues of absolute greatness from Stallone.
Like, I always think with Rocky Balboa, the sixth one in particular, I think that's my favorite performance from him as not only Rocky, but just the film in general.
I love that movie so much.
It's so good. This part where he talks about Adrian passing away, and it's like, it's hard for me to breathe sometimes and stuff. I'm like, dude, look, I know you were in this. I know you were in shit films. I know you were in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. I know.
Sure.
I know.
Lots of shit films.
Lots of shit. A lot.
But we're talking about, we're doing this tier list based on acting ability for the most part.
Yeah.
Like how good we think these actors are at their best. And at Stallone's best, he's one of the best actors ever.
He really is. I will give you that. I'm looking at this tier list, Nathan, and you got some good ones here.
Yeah.
I think
Where does he go?
I think personally he goes a little bit beyond the Hollywood regimen with First Blood and Rocky.
Right.
I think I would put him slightly above Harrison Ford, but in the same tier list.
Yeah, he's B tier.
He is B tier. He's very much B tier because of the fact that his role as Rocky is so good in all the films, in my opinion, but the shit films really do kind of give him a disservice.
They add up, and they add up. There's a lot of them.
And he's not good in them.
Yeah.
It's not like he saves the film. It's like, no,
I agree.
He does not. Tom Hanks. This is similar with Harrison Ford, in my opinion, when it comes to the American Hollywood.
The everyday man. Tom
Yeah.
Hanks plays beautifully, I think.
Recently, though, and I would say recently as in like the last 10 years, are not his best work.
No.
But in terms of where he was in the 80s as a comedic lead, you think of The Money Pit, you think of Turner and Hooch and stuff like that, and you think, okay, this is the only types of roles he's really going after. But then the 90s hit, and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, where are we going with this? He's doing Philadelphia, he's doing Forrest Gump,
Right.
He's doing like more dramatic roles now, and I really enjoy those movies. I think he's really great in them. His work with Spielberg is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, that's a role I would never expect him to take if you look at his 80s career, his early 80s, like Splash.
Yeah. Like he worked his way from like comedy to these interesting dramatic character roles to blockbusters.
Yeah.
Mostly playing this everyman character.
Yeah.
Archetype.
I would say that, yeah. And he does it so well. And again, a lot of it was from his work with Spielberg, his acting in those films. I love. It's so mature. It's so like not only just a veteran, but he just gets it. He gets what he's doing, and he does it in a way that feels. It makes me feel good. It's just like, I don't know, a Tom Hanks performance in the 90s and 2000s, around that era.
It's comforting.
It's very comforting.
Yeah.
That's the best way to call it.
Yeah,
Comforting.
It's comforting. He's a comforting
I'm going to
actor
throw him in A. I would throw him in A.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Look, I get it. He was shit in Pinocchio, but again, that movie was shit regardless if he was in it or not.
And I think he has good range.
Yes.
Very more range than Harrison Ford and Stallone.
Did you ever watch him in Cloud Atlas?
No, I've never seen that.
He plays 5 different roles in that.
That's cool.
And that's his favorite performance. His personal favorite is that's the one he loved working on.
Recently, like Elvis.
He was good in Elvis.
He's pretty fucking good in Elvis.
I like Elvis. A lot of people are like, oh, he's a little goofy. I'm like, yeah, but if you watch the movie Elvis, it is goofy.
Sure.
So he worked with the tone. Great spot. Okay, this is one everyone knows, Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Look, even in his later career, again, we're going after the later careers of many of these people. Is it their best work? No.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Brando, something emotionally hit that he understood, and it's not the method acting. I feel like a lot of people throw out method acting like, oh, they're a method actor. That means they're great. Yeah, Jared Leto in Suicide Squad, great actor,
Right.
Like that's been thrown out so much. But with
people credit Brando for like being like the first like method actor. Like, no.
he knew what he looked like, and he was able to throw it out there in every film he was in, whether he was young, good looking, or old and very like overweight in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
That's when he was self-aware. Because a lot of actors with that ego would not be.
That's true.
Because in that scenario, if he was super egotistical with that character, he would have been like, yeah, I'm the tough guy and stuff like that. It's like, Brando, look at yourself.
Yeah.
But he's aware that that character is broken. He's a broken man that's trying to figure out the answer to life and realizes that it's all bullshit,
Right.
At least that's his perception of Apocalypse Now. I think this is an obvious S tier.
Yeah, the highs are so high.
Godfather, I mean, like...
The highs are the best acting that's kind of ever been done. Yeah, sure, he's probably difficult, probably a piece of shit at times.
Yeah.
But we're talking about acting here.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker can act.
He could... 50s, the era, like, on the waterfront and stuff, like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
He got it there. Christian Bale. He's great. He really is great. I think it's more just like, ever since he was a kid, he understood the assignment of acting.
I agree.
Perfect as a child, teenager, adult. He's in his 50s now, and the energy has not gone away.
No. And also, like, hits versus misses, it's like his ratio is good.
Oh, way
He's
better.
Been in
Yeah.
a lot of great films. Probably the highest hit ratio out of all the ones we've done so far.
I think so. I honestly think so. And, as he gets older, he's not just taking, like, the obvious roles.
Yeah.
I feel like, after Batman, it kind of gave him this advantage of being like, oh, I can, like, you know what? I'm going to play Dick Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Vice, but his performance is so different than other works that he's worked on. And he's not just doing this type of method acting for the sake of it. He's like, okay, if the character needs to be skinny and look sick, I'm going to look skinny and sick,
Yeah.
with The Machinist.
That movie's so good.
Yeah.
Please go watch that. Like, that's such an underrated film. Everyone talks about that, how skinny he got. Nobody talks about how good that movie is. But I think Christian Bale, man, you got to put him S.
S, yeah.
You got to put him
I'm with S. I'm with S.
I'm excited to
I'm
see
gonna
him
put
in
him
anything
next
he's
to Brando, though.
Yeah.
I feel like Christian Bale has a performance like Godfather with Vito in him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether we have seen it in glimpses or not,
Yeah.
or in the future, I don't know. I just know that he's got it, and I'm excited, man.
I'm happy with this. So far, we're agreeing.
We're agreeing on a lot of this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these and I'm just like, okay, we're off to a good start. Ryan Gosling, I'm gonna be real. He's a great. He's really good in The Nice Guys. He's really good in those types of roles. But is he like the most? Ooh, what do you think? I'm kind of
Like, I'm thinking about my favorite performance. Maybe it's Drive.
Drive, The Nice Guys.
What's the one? The
Place Beyond the
Place Beyond the Pines
Beyond the
might be
Pines.
actually, I think, the best acting he's done.
Okay.
I really like his acting in that. But I don't know.
The sad thing is, though, like, I'm looking at these now, and does he have the same range as Christian Bale? And I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think he does. But at the same time, like, he has a lot of moments of the Tom Hanks, just the modern version of it.
Yeah.
He's a lot younger, and he's getting into these roles that a lot of people know that are bigger budget, smaller budget, but he's got somewhat of a range that I can really see him go more into.
Yeah, I could honestly see the best being ahead of him.
Yeah.
Like, I think his best roles are going to be ahead of him. Like,
Yeah.
I think he has some great potential. His ceiling is really high. I think he does have range. He just hasn't shown too much of it yet. Mm-hmm. And as he gets older, I'm hoping that I'll have the opportunities and pick the right films to do so.
Yeah.
But
like,
right now,
high B, low A for me.
I'm thinking B tier. Yeah.
B tier? All right. I'll do, you know what? Ooh.
I think, yeah.
I'll put him in the middle. I'll squish him with Stallone and Harrison Ford. I feel like that's, yeah. What do you think?
I think Harrison Ford is
lower.
I think Harrison Ford is higher.
You think Harrison Ford is higher than Gosling?
Iconic characters.
Oh, yeah. He's got more iconic characters. I mean, as time goes on, though, but at the same time, fuck yeah.
Franchises built around them.
Oh man, okay, fine. I'll put him low B tier for Gosling.
And I've been critical of Harrison Ford before.
You have. You've been way more critical of him than I am with him. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Daniel Day-Lewis, without a question, S tier.
Do we have to talk about it that much?
No.
Like every fucking movie he's in, you believe he's
I'll
been
put
that
him
guy
above
his whole
Brando.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the most mysterious. Like even talking about him, seeing him out in public. The fact that there's an actor in 2024, I mean, retired now, whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's so mysterious. Like, he has that mystique that actors used to have in the modern era. And I love that about him. Every role he plays, it's like he seems like he's been that person his whole life.
Yeah.
He's one of the best actors ever.
Well said. I can't really say much aside from like his last performance as Phantom Thread was just like, man, if he wanted to, he could act for another 20 years and still win all the awards. But he's like, nah, I'm good.
He knows it too. He knows it.
Beautiful. I like how we were just like very nonchalant, like, yeah. DiCaprio. This is a good one because I want to ask you, who do you think is the better actor? This is a good one. DiCaprio or Christian Bale? Yeah, we're going into that, folks. We're going into that.
Range. I'm trying to think about range. Who has more range?
Bale.
I kind of agree.
I
kind of agree. But you know what? Like Leo's best performances, I might like more. I mean, this month's movie of the month is Django. We just watched that.
We're gonna get into that.
How good was he as the villain? But that's like the first time we've seen him even play a villain or a shitty guy.
Here's the thing, too. DiCaprio was also a child star.
Right.
So if we're looking at the grand scope of things, do you think DiCaprio's overall career, because he started as a child and he's in his 50s just like Bale, do you think they're on par or do you think Bale is still better in that regard? Because Empire of the Sun is such a powerful performance from such a younger actor. And I when it comes to DiCaprio, I think his career started with, correct me if I'm wrong, What's Eating Gilbert Grape and stuff, in terms of critical acclaim. Mm-hmm. Sure, he got like Basketball Stories and stuff like that, but that was more the teeny bopper era. That's like what Gosling was doing.
Yeah, and even when when DiCaprio was in his like early 20s, he was like the heartthrob guy. Not necessarily giving the best performances, but he was like the handsome guy.
Bale never took those though.
No.
I don't recall a lot of Bale movies that were going into rom-com or romantic territory. No. I think he was like going different directions with it.
Damn. Is it crazy to say that I think Bale might be the better actor? And
I don't think so.
DiCaprio, because of his collaborations, the
Scorsese, Spielberg he worked with.
You know, he's been very lucky. Maybe not lucky. Obviously, he's one of the best actors.
Yeah.
But he's picked great roles.
I think so, yeah. Another one comes to mind is who has gotten me more emotional from their performance. I feel like Bale has gotten me more emotional from his than DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But DiCaprio's got some good ones. I would say he's better than Tom Hanks, though. I'd put him high A tier.
Yeah, let's put him there.
Yeah.
Let's put him there. I'm okay with that.
Beautiful. Next one on the list. Ooh, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Again, lots of hits, lots of misses, lots of phoning it in I've seen from Johnny Depp as well.
His last Pirates of the Caribbean film. I couldn't. That was, at least when you look at Harrison Ford, he's playing Indy, and it feels like Indy.
Sure.
He's not phoning that in.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow is his most iconic performance as Depp, right?
100%.
Okay, so how come 4 and 5, he feels like he's just not doing any energy?
It was none. He was really tired of it. I think it got way bigger than he even expected.
Yeah.
I don't think he expected to do that many films. I don't think he expected it to be his biggest performance ever.
Great example of typecast, in my opinion. This is the one that I feel like he is the most typecast as the weird guy.
Sure.
The Lone Ranger. He's Tonto? Sure. Yeah. Willy Wonka. He's the weird guy. Alice in Wonderland. He's the Mad Hatter. And I'm just like, I fucking hate that.
It all. Yeah.
You know what was good? Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
90s Depp is so good. He had so much, because sometimes, and somebody had a great comment on this, I think they saw a film from him from the late 90s, and he's like, oh my God, he's acting normal? Johnny Depp in a film? That's fucking refreshing. Why don't we get more of those?
Right.
He's like playing, even like...
Donnie Brasco, how good was he in that fucking movie?
He's so good. And then you contrast that with Black Mass, which I like, but he's playing a guy, Whitey Bulger, who's like a Boston. He's like, I got the makeup on and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. You were better in Donnie Brasco. You
Yeah.
played the straight guy. Like
I like Depp, but comparing to these guys right here, I'm thinking might be our first C tier.
I think so.
Yeah.
Holy.
We're
literally
we're
gonna put
locked
him
in right now, bro.
Oh
We're locked in right
man,
now.
this is good. This is good. Okay. Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson, I love seeing him on screen. He suffers from the Nicolas Cage thing of being like, oh, you're in how many films?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, that's a lot of bad ones, though.
Sure.
But he's also in so many of the biggest fucking movies we could name.
Yeah.
We're
And he's good in all of them.
And he is. No, he is. Star Wars, Marvel. What like?
He's in. I mean, the Tarantino films that he's done.
yeah.
He's,
I would say those
always
are his
good
best
in,
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hateful Eight. He's so good in that
He's
movie.
great.
I think it's one of his best performances.
That or Jackie Brown are his top tier
Jackie-
Tarantino performances.
Jackie Brown, I think, is maybe his best performance ever. I know you really like what's that one that you
Long
said?
Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
With Gina Davis and him. I love that film. You know what? People say like if you're good at something, just like keep on like doing it and stuff. And for some reason, unlike Depp, he still has that energy. He doesn't like phone it in.
No,
with
he
the big
doesn't.
film. No,
I completely agree.
can't think of-
He doesn't phone it in nothing.
no, he
I saw
yeah.
him in Spiral. He was a highlight.
Oh my god, he was.
Right?
Oh, and that's a shit ass Saw film,
Exactly.
man. Okay. You know what? I want to see the B or the A. Like this is good, but like I enjoy seeing him more than like a Harrison Ford.
I want to put him A, man.
You wanna
I
put
think
him
he's
A?
underrated, bro.
for Sam Jackson. You know what?
I fucking love
The way he says fuck
Yeah.
makes him go A tier. Yeah.
Yeah. It's A tier.
Do you think he's better than Tom Hanks?
Maybe not.
Maybe. I'll put him here. I'll put him next to Tom
Yeah.
Hanks. We'll do that. Tom Holland. This is a great one. Either C or D. What do you think?
Bro, he's got to be D.
D. Yeah.
I don't see it in.
I don't see it up.
I don't like him as.
His dramatic work, I'm not convinced. His role as Spider-Man, I
don't love.
don't love at all. No, and
And I think his choice of films, like lately,
they're
like,
getting bad.
They're getting bad.
Really, really bad.
He's not my favorite.
No, I'm with you there. I'm glad. Let's close it off there. Tom Holland, D tier. Nick Cage, I feel like he suffers from Depp.
Yeah, he's kind of got the depth because there's greatness in him, and we've seen it before.
Long Legs, I had fun when he was in Long Legs, but
But again, phoning it in multiple times, multiple performances, and a lot of bad movies. So, do we put him next to Johnny?
I think we put him next to Johnny.
I agree.
I would say recently he's getting better, so I'm putting him above Johnny. Movies like Pig, Long Legs, I'm like, okay, he's still got it.
Yeah.
But he's in 5 other shitty films during that range. I'm
know.
like, you can't do that. You can't fucking do that. It's harder to defend Nick Cage's roles when shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. I'm going to be real. I haven't seen a bad Joaquin Phoenix performance.
Never.
He's got it, man. He
Never.
fucking got it. Even if the film is shit. I'm like, but he wasn't. He
Yeah.
was not.
He's got to be fucking. He's got to be
A
right
or
next-
S?
S.
You think S?
I've never seen him be bad, and he has range too.
Oh, but it's a battle between Bale or
Ooh,
Joaquin
but
Phoenix.
then I got Leo at.
You think he's? I think he's better than Leo. But is he better than Christian Bale? What do you think? I put him below high A tier.
Yeah, high A tier.
High A tier for Joaquin Phoenix. We're gonna be seeing Joker soon, so
Yeah.
we'll see how his performance is in that. I think it's gonna be great. Okay, to me this is an obvious one. Nicholson is S tier.
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
He's him.
I would say
He's him.
I'll put him next to fucking Brando at
Yep.
least. Right? This is
Yeah.
okay.
Important. He was just such an important actor. Legendary roles, range.
Oh man, King, fucking King. All right, next up is Denzel. We got to put him like, he's obviously going to be in the higher range, but where?
Yeah, 'cause
Where
he's
in
got a
the
lot of
S's and
duds,
A's?
too.
He does.
He's got a lot of duds too. I like him personally more than Hanks, less than Leo.
You know what? I fuck with that.
Filmography, I think right in the middle between Hanks and Leo.
I think so. Because even like he has the roles that work so fucking well.
Yeah.
He looks really good in Gladiator 2 and all that, but
I'm really excited to see that.
He does phone it in sometimes.
He certainly does.
Yeah.
But then he does. But then he shows range like the Shakespeare.
Yes.
that he's
Oh
in.
my God, I saw that one. Tragedy of
Just
Macbeth. Yeah.
super commanding in that, right? And then of course his classics like Training Day and American Gangster, which I think is one of the best gangster performances ever.
I fully agree.
Denzel's the king.
Hell yeah. Adam Driver. Like Adam Driver.
I like him, but I don't know where to put him in here.
I'm thinking B.
Yeah, B.
I'm thinking B for
He
him.
fits right in that B category. I like his picks of movies. He has a good range. I'm excited to see Megalopolis, see how he is in that.
Yeah, same.
I think there's upside. I think he could definitely move into A with some more good performances.
I think so. I think it's the fact that we only know a handful of roles from him. And don't get me wrong, there's probably a ton that we haven't seen yet. But from what we have, he's great.
Yeah.
Feel like he can do better.
Yeah.
Put him high B. I want to give him the high B at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll overcome that one. Will Smith. He's got the charisma, but he suffers from like, I want him to go full on like a different range, like bad guy. When I heard he was in Suicide Squad, I'm thinking, oh, concept of bad guys? Yeah, go full ruthless. And he wasn't.
No.
He's just Will Smith again.
He's Will Smith in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And for that reason,
High C.
High C.
You know what? I'll put him above Cage.
Sure.
Because he's a lot more entertaining than
And
Cage.
For the
at
grand
times.
finale,
Grand finale, the movie Kino guy himself, Tom
Scientologist
the
himself.
Scientologist himself, Tom Cruise.
the man's kind of a bad actor.
Not in Magnolia.
Earlier in his that's the
Not
thing,
in
he does
Magnolia.
shit
Not
like
in Eyes
that.
Wide Shut. Not in Risky Business. That's the thing with him.
That's the thing with him.
He is a very, like Ford, like Hanks, he falls into that category of like that Hollywood guy. He is the Hollywood guy that just kind of knows the assignment and works with it. He knows his range too, all right?
Sure, he does.
He's not going to go too far into that lane, hence why we don't really see a lot of bad guy roles from him.
Yeah.
But the ones that we have, like Les Grossman, he knows what he's capable of. So I think high, but again, I look at Magnolia. I look at Eyes Wide Shut. Those are great performances. But I also see Christian Bale. I see Daniel Day-Lewis. I see them, even Nicholson and Denzel at times.
Another level.
They have different characters. Cruise has those characters, but it's been fading away because of his not ego, but like him going beyond that. He's like, this is for the movies.
Yeah.
We're doing action. And I'm like, when are you going to get another dramatic role?
Yeah, I don't like that direction, and to
I don't
me, like,
either.
As the more action he does, the lower he kind of goes on this for me.
The finale was Top Gun Maverick in terms of the end of action, but he's got like another Mission Impossible. I'm just like, we got to end it.
It would have been nice to see him pivot after that.
I'm going to call it high B tier for Tom Cruise himself. What do you think?
I'm
moving it. I'm moving the mouse.
I think
Ooh.
in front of Adam Driver, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not mad at this tier list.
I'm not mad either. I thought we were going to be like killing each other over these roles, but I feel like these types of actors, we both agree in their place, where we stand now in 2024, what they've accomplished. This is what they got. I fully agree with this list.
We were pretty locked in. Let us know in the comments where we got it wrong.
Yeah.
What you would change. I'm interested to know. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to your boys. It means the world to us. Let us know if you want us to do some more tier lists in the future. Yeah. And most importantly, take care. Brush your hair.
Peace.